Doogie, what do people think of what's going on in Britain? They're just running away as far as they can. Some people driving all the way to Benidorm to get that far out of Britain, eh?
Just with that one statement, there's quite a lot to unpack there. But mainly the fact that this was not the Brexit promise. Everything was meant to get better.
Even if things did go wrong, let's just assume that things went wrong.
Yeah.
That the worst case scenario, economically, is better than where we are today and gives us the chance to start thinking globally and, by the way, bringing prices down for consumers.
Have cheaper food, cheaper shoes, cheaper bras. We can give people cheaper food, cheaper bras, cheaper shoes. It's a massive opportunity.
So you say.
It's almost as if they would say anything in order to get what they wanted.
I'd mud wrestle my own mother for a ton of cash, an amusing clock and a sack of French porn.
Doogie, what do people think of what's going on in Britain? They're just running away as far as they can. Some people driving all the way to Benidorm to get that far out of Britain, eh?
I'm telling you, it's a terrible, terrible thing to be here. 34 degrees, sitting looking at the sign now, and that's in the shade. God help me, I need a pay rise, there's no doubt about it. This is torture, standing here. I mean, this beautiful beach and all behind me. But, you know, that's the way the Brits have gone. They come here for last-minute holidays, and actually joining me is a couple who didn't only come here for holidays. You decided to move here.
Yes, we bought a house here 3 years ago.
Yes, that's right. You're listening to GB News, talking to people, British people living in Spain, talking about how great it is. It's going to get better, though.
Did you decide to come and live in Benidorm?
You'll probably edit it out because there's too many foreigners in the UK.
But before we unpack that insane comment she just made, let's go back to these two talking about how great it is to live in the EU.
Just at the end of the beach, 10-minute walk up the road. It's a beautiful, quiet place. You wouldn't know you were in Benidorm.
And what did you do before you left?
In the UK, I was a dentist. Yeah. And gave that up 19 years ago.
So people come to see you here because either they want their teeth fixed or a free holiday?
Usually the holiday. If they want the teeth fixed, they go to Turkey.
So Brexit's going well. You've got people wanting to move abroad, suggesting that being in the EU is not a dictatorship, but a better quality of life. And on top of that, if you want your teeth done, go to Turkey, not the UK.
How have you found Benidorm? What about the cost of living and all here?
It's much, much cheaper. Especially when you live here, you get to know the local places. You won't be fine dining, but, you know, there's bars where you can get a pint for €1. And like you said, the breakfast, €5. Or you can go fine dining and pay a lot. You know, it's so versatile.
This is so weird. Are they just slagging off Brexit? Are they slagging off the UK? Is this GB News or is this some sort of joke channel?
Well, what about the news back home? I mean, what do you think of Rachel Reeves' latest plans?
Well, it's a kiss of death for the economy, from what I'm seeing. It's not helping the middle classes. It's just hammering them.
But the worst case scenario, economically, is better than where we are today.
And it's a kiss of death for them, really.
But you were saying to me that it's very like it is here in Spain. It's a socialist economy.
Yes, yeah, it's similar. What can I say there, really? Sorry, you'll find that cards aren't readily accepted around here. It's cash, cash, cash.
Cash only.
Well, a cashless society, that's what they were aiming for. They may start to drive a black economy where more people go back to cash. But here in Benidorm, most people are just enjoying themselves.
So, before we touch on this bag of insanity, isn't it wild that the people who have said that Brexit is going to solve all of your problems, going to bring back a golden era for Britain, are now doing pieces talking about how great it is to live in Spain, that there's less inflation, that there's better food, that the food is cheaper, that there's more sun, and yet they don't get the irony of what they're saying. It's so bizarre. But it gets better because we're going to now delve into the mentality of some of these Brexiteers.
Did you decide to come and live in Benidorm?
You'll probably edit it out because there's too many foreigners in the UK.
Yes, that's right. The very person who complains about foreigners is one herself. She is a migrant. Whether or not she's illegal, I don't know. I'm just asking questions. But isn't this mentality absolutely insane? But also, isn't it so English? The very group of people who have been complaining about Palestinian flags being put all over the place are likely to be the same group of people who are putting their flag all over Spain, along with British pubs, as well as supermarkets. And of course, the hypocrisy doesn't end there. Have a listen to this.
If you're in support of Palestine,
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
you are breaching your conditions.
And if you're in support of Israel, we can stay. Congo, Sudan. So what is this about? It's so
What is
weird.
it about?
I understand if we can't protest at all, but like, if we protest for Palestine, Sudan, Congo, we can stay. If we protest for Israel, we can stay.
Yes.
Just to make this clear.
But taking over Benidorm and putting your flags everywhere and your shops everywhere and exporting British culture everywhere, that's fine.
Honestly.
We lost our rights. Freedom of speech went.
And you decided to pack them and leave.
Yeah, I said, nah, I ain't doing it no more. I'm off. I'm on. Nah. Britain lost the plot 20 years ago. Sorry.
Did you hear that little cackle that came from the GB News presenter? I would have loved for him to just have asked the question, has she learnt to speak Spanish? And to be honest, all of this just reminds me of what Trevor Noah once said about the British.
That the rise of nationalism is taking place all over the world. In England, that was what Brexit was all about, right? They made it seem like it was about the economy, but it wasn't. The truth was, it was fundamentally people who wanted their country back. It never went anywhere, but they still wanted it back. I saw people on the news talking to the BBC. That's why I'm voting for Brexit. That's why I'm voting for Brexit, right? Because this bloody country is going to the dogs, right? This bloody country, and I want Britain back. That's why we're voting for Brexit, because we want Britain back. From who? From who? Britain is like 95% white. Who do you want it back from? These bloody immigrants, they come over here, they're up to no good, right? I hate these bloody immigrants, they need to go back to where they came from. But why do you hate them so much? I'll tell you why I hate them. I'll tell you why, right? Because they're not even trying to be British. That's why. They don't even try to be British, right? They come here, they bring their own bloody culture, right? They bring their own food, speak their own bloody languages, try to take over the whole bloody place. Well, that sounds British to me. I mean...
Starting to see what I mean.
There's one nation in the world that has no right to complain about immigration. It's Great Britain.
Oh, but we're not done yet, because this lady comes up with an absolute doozy of stuff, especially when you remember what her friend just said.
And what about you? How do you find inflation here? Is it as bad as Britain?
No, it's a more relaxed lifestyle. You've got the weather, your utility bills are a lot lower. So the cost of living here is a lot lower than England. And the lifestyle is more relaxed. You've no animosity. It's just so brilliant.
Except her friend, who is literally sat opposite her, has just talked about how the problems of immigration are whilst being an immigrant in a foreign country.
And, I mean, you obviously would recommend it to others, but what do you think of the inflation, how the government's doing inside Britain at this minute in time?
I don't think I can say it on air, because I think they're absolute crap.
She just said it on air. She said she can't say it and then said it.
And I just think it's the worst government ever, and they keep blaming everyone for the black hole. And when are they going to take responsibility for themselves?
Except again, her friend just did that by blaming others for her problems. So let's recap. Brexit promised us sovereignty, prosperity and cheaper everything. Instead, we've got Brits running to Spain for cheaper pints, Brits becoming the very migrants they complain about, and GB News accidentally broadcasting that the government is, quote, absolute crap. Honestly, if irony were a renewable energy source, Britain would have an energy crisis. We'd be exporting it to the EU. Once again, let me know your thoughts in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video, please hit that like and subscribe button. You might also be interested in my book, Manufactured Fear, link in the description. Once again, I'd like to say a big thank you to all of my Patreon and YouTube subscribers who keep this channel going and growing. You might want to consider supporting the channel through Patreon or becoming a member. Once again, thanks for listening. Bye for now.